Good morning and welcome to the 30th anniversary of the North Carolina GIS Conference. My name is Tim Johnson. I'm the director of the State Center for Geographic Information and Analysis and the chair of the conference. We really appreciate you joining us for this 30th anniversary edition here back in Raleigh. Wonderful facility and wonderful people. We are going to make this very interesting for you. We're going to make it very interactive for you. I think you could probably tell that already. So I'm going to kind of lead off the morning with some comments, a little bit of retrospective kinds of things, and then I'm going to shift it to others who are going to tell you more about what happens in the future with GIS in North Carolina based on where we are today. So 2 years ago, we had winter coats, we had gloves, we had scarves, and not so many of you were at the opening session because you literally could not get here. So we're trading all that in for short sleeves, sunscreen, maybe an impulse to head to the beach, but don't want you to take that last step at least until 3 o'clock on Friday. We have a good bit to share this morning about where we've been as a community and where we're headed, but let me just share a few things to put the conference into perspective for you. And the first thing, get this right. So we're going to do some polling later, but I'm going to do the old-fashioned way this time. How many of you were not born in 1987? Okay, good number. Okay, good. So you missed a lot then, but you're here now, and that's what really matters, right? So let's talk about for a minute where we were back in 1987. And I'm going to do that as soon as I find some notes. Okay, I'll do it without the notes. So technology was very different in 1987. For those of you who weren't here then, well, you didn't miss a tremendous amount. You actually missed some pain. You missed some very expensive technology that we were all trying to learn and invest in. But let's face it, the technology of that period pales in comparison to what we have today and what we're using. We wanted to list these three important figures in America. Of course, President Reagan was the president at the time. But the other two guys were actually much more important to GIS in North Carolina because they had instrumental roles with the technology and making sure that it was adopted and used and shared. And the first of those is Herb Stout on the right. So we've established awards over the years for Herb Stout, but he was a visionary in this state since 1987 and unfortunately passed way too soon. The second gentleman is Governor Martin in the middle, in case you don't know your North Carolina history. Governor Martin in 1991 created the first executive order establishing the North Carolina Geographic Information Coordinating Council. And that council exists today, and in those years, much collaboration and coordinated thinking has occurred due to the membership of the council during that time. But it started with his vision of the need for a coordinating council to make sure that we do this the right way. Just some additional perspective, in 1987, a gallon of gas was 89 cents. The Simpsons made their debut on TV. And if you bought a Honda Accord, you only paid $11,000 for it. So just a little context. So the 1987 conference was held just down the road at the McKimmon Center, 2 or 3 miles from here. We had roughly 500 attendees. But we were talking about what is this technology? How do you use it? What do you need to do to invest in it? So we were in learning mode. Most of the speakers during that time were speakers from outside of North Carolina coming to us to share their knowledge about implementing this technology. And we were receiving. I mean, we were listening and we were applying as a result of that. So zoom forward 20 years, 2007. While in 1987 we had 65 distinct local governments using the technology and attending the conference at that time, by 2007 we had over 800 attendees at the conference, and roughly half of those represented local governments. So much greater use, much more application of the technology across the state. And we attracted still speakers and others from outside the state, but a good portion of the speakers during that 2007 conference were from North Carolina because most people were doing things with the technology then. Okay, so we're going to take the next step in the polling trial. This is you guys are the test case, so we're trying this for the first time. So I hope you've downloaded the app and I hope you're ready to do this. So I'm going to direct you to a poll where you're going to tell us how many conferences you've attended. So you need to go to the app, go to this session in the schedule, look at the live poll icon, and then on the right you see the choices. Make your choice, click finish, and magically your results come up. So I'll give you about 30 seconds. Okay. So I'm happy to see that this is your first conference for over a third of you. Do as much as you can to absorb as much as you can, and I'll go a little bit later into the content of the conference and how it's laid out and what you can expect. But appreciate all of you old-timers, I'm one of them, attending your fifth or greater conference. I didn't ask who had attended all of them, but I think there are a few people here that probably have. So let's move on. Want to introduce one of our key partners in this is Carolina ERISA. Carolina ERISA, if you're not aware, covers North and South Carolina. They've been a strong partner with CGIA and the council for many years, dating back to 1993, so almost all the way back. So I think it's fair to say we rely on each other, we count on each other, and for me, it's been a great friendship with the organization. And a great partnership. So thank you guys for being a part of the 30th anniversary as well as all those that preceded it. So first I'd like to introduce Brian Townsend. Brian is president of the Carolina ERISA chapter. He's actually from across the border in York County, South Carolina. York County has one of the distinctions of being one of the first implementers of NC One Map, connecting to NC One Map across North Carolina. We couldn't convince him to come over to North Carolina with his county, but I appreciate that partnership as well. Brian?
Carolina ERISA was honored to coordinate workshops at this conference yesterday. We offered 4 sold-out workshops and enjoyed reconnecting with you at our social last night. A special thank you to Chris and Mike for coordinating and giving of their time to make the workshops possible. Also, thanks to our members. Without our members, we would not have the funds to offer the workshops. Over the last 5 years, CURISA has positioned itself as an advocate for GS training and education. We think we're on the right track as our membership has grown and workshop attendance has increased. I hope you'll consider membership with Carolina ERISA. Please check out our website and take a look at what we offer. Benefits of membership include a discounted workshop rate, online training courses, opportunities to network, serve on our board, and participation in the exciting new group for addressing professionals. The Addressing Special Interest Group launches during lunch today in room 302C. Please join us as we kick off a new chapter for addressing professionals. Please do consider giving back to your profession. There are many professional organizations in the Carolinas that offer something unique, and there's always something for you to contribute. By volunteering your time, you help strengthen the community and can help leave it better for the next generation. On behalf of the Carolina EURISA Board, thanks again for the opportunity to offer our workshops with the conference, to those who attended yesterday, and to our members for supporting Carolina EURISA. Next, it's my honor and privilege to introduce Trip. Please welcome Trip Corbin, current president of EURISA International.
Good morning, everybody. It is absolutely amazing to see this number of people at a state GIS conference. I go all around the country attending various state GIS conferences, and we're lucky to see 300 or 400 people. So to see this number of people in the community coming together to learn, to share ideas, and to reach across and support each other is phenomenal. You should be very proud of your community here in the state. And I am very honored to be a part of that. But don't think just about the technology. We're going to learn a lot of neat stuff these next couple of days about the latest and greatest in mobile technologies and drones and database manipulation and analysis and so on. But I want to encourage you to think broader than that. The GIS community, the GIS profession is facing a lot of challenges. We're getting pressure from other professions, such as surveyors. There's issues with funding coming out of the federal government, the state houses, and even at the local level. This is all going to put pressure on us and our community to continue to be able and do those things that we love, those things that help our communities grow and prosper, and to help us develop as professionals. So I want to encourage y'all to join a professional organization. Only by coming together and being notified about what's happening and how we can face that challenge together can we make sure that our voice as GIS professionals is heard. How do you do that? Well, join Carolina EURISA is a great opportunity. Join EURISA International. Get together with your local user groups. Because we're going to be facing these things, and they're coming. We see them in Virginia. They've happened some here in North Carolina. And we're going to have to work together in order to make sure that we are well represented. So please take the time, think outside the technology, focus on your professional growth. And as part of that, I'd like to invite each and every one of y'all to the GIS Pro Conference that's going to be happening at the end of October in Jacksonville, Florida. That's EURISA's big annual conference. I think you would enjoy it. We focus a lot, not just on technology, but on some of those soft skills such as leadership and strategic planning and those kind of things as well. So with that, again, thank you all so much for having me. As a good old Georgia boy, it always feels nice to come up here and just feel just as welcome, get my sweet tea and everything we like down here in the South. Hope you all have a great conference, and please feel free to say hi and whatnot as I'm walking around today. So thank you all very much.
Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate you again being here. So we're going to move directly into some of the things that about this conference that you should recognize and be aware of as you move through the next couple of days. So one of the things that we've tried to do with the conference is to increase the technology presence and how we run the conference. So we established a technology committee led by Brett Spivey and supported by Jeff Essick and Greg Dobson to help us take the next step. And the polling obviously is part of that, but the most important part of that is just the app itself, NCGIS. If you haven't downloaded it, please do that. We learned a little bit about online scheduling kinds of tools in 2015, if you were here then. So we've tried to take a next step and invested more heavily in a tool to do that. So be sure to download the app. So part of the app obviously is the polling. We'll be using the polling in the next segment of this opening session, but throughout the conference in some of the sessions you will be asked to participate in a poll, so be ready to do that. We also created a little game to support your use of the app. So to reward that use, we have 3 prizes that we will give away on Friday at lunchtime as a result of your use of the app. The first one is given by Withers Ravenel. It's a swag bag containing a $50 Target Visa card and a micro drone. Second prize from the Timmons Group is a $100 Amazon gift card. And third prize from ROK Technologies is a $75 Amazon gift card. So participate and you might just get rewarded. One of the other things that we've implemented this year in a bigger way is the audio recording. We took a step toward that in 2015, but we've taken a greater step this year with what we think is a better technology to allow us to record all of the concurrent sessions and including the plenary sessions. So you'll have those after the conference, roughly within 30 days after the conference. All of that will be available. We're also video recording this opening session as well as the lunch session tomorrow, and that will also be available to you. Twitter presence, you're probably all familiar with, at NCGIS, and hashtag NCGIS 2017. To go to that, you can read what's going on in the Twitter feed on the social wall as part of the app. The exhibit hall just behind us, obviously, and where breakfast was this morning, includes 41 exhibitors, including 10 new exhibitors that we've engaged for the first time. So it's always good to see new products and services available, so we have that for you. These companies represent the lifeblood of our profession because they provide those tools and services that help us do our jobs serving the citizens or serving our management if we're in a private sector organization. So they've always been a major contributor to the conference, and they're certainly that and much more this year. I want to next give you a very brief, broad brush of the program. You have that obviously on the app. We tried very hard to, honestly limit the number of concurrent sessions so it wouldn't be so difficult for you to select one. But at the end of the day, there's just too much great work going on in North Carolina, and that's a tribute to all of you. So we have 178 speakers, 49 sessions, and 10 concurrent sessions. But like I said, you'll have access to the result or the product from those sessions after the conference. For example, we have 11 application sessions, 11 data-oriented sessions, 9 technology-oriented sessions, 7 enterprise sessions, and my favorite, honestly, is the Herb Stout student sessions. We have 5 of those. We're honoring 21 students from 12 colleges and universities in North Carolina, which is a record for the conference. So all of those folks, including the professors that recommended them, should be commended. Certification has been a part of the conference for many years, and we have certification for GISP, for the Property Mappers Association, and for the American Planners Association, the North Carolina chapter. If you look at the schedule, you'll see an APA designation, for example, for a session that is going to receive credit as a result of APA. So we really appreciate the work of Paul Black, Alice Wilson, and Hannah Cockburn from APA that helped us achieve this set of certified sessions. Not a small feat to organize that. This evening, starting at 5 o'clock, we'll have the social and the poster session. That will kick off at 5 o'clock. We have 48 posters. We need you to vote through the app. You can vote as many times as you like, but only the last time that you vote will it be recorded. So just, be aware what the rules are. Voting will shut down by 7:30. On Friday at lunch, we will recognize the 3 top vote getters. So vote for what you think are the best posters. We've changed up the Friday luncheon, as you can tell, because we're not doing Herb Stout Awards at this time. That'll be tomorrow at lunchtime. We'll have a time of recognition and some fun sprinkled in. We will introduce the Herb Stout Cup, which is modeled loosely after the Stanley Cup. So the city winner will receive the Herb Stout Cup for the city category, and the county winner will receive the Herb Stout Cup in the county category. So we're pretty excited about that. What it does for me is just shows recommitment to honoring Herb Stout's vision back 30 years ago. To cap off the luncheon session, we will be recognizing the 21 students who receive the Herb Stout Student Awards. And there's a special top secret presentation that I can't talk about that Diane Enright and her team are running, and that'll close out the lunch session. I think it'll be very memorable, and that's probably all I should say about it. So the final thing I want to say is some housekeeping things. One thing that's going to happen today, right after this session, is the lunch. Well, we've gone away from the box lunch, and those of you who feel strongly about that, maybe this will be a different experience for you. Box lunch was something we did for just transportable kind of purposes. But this time, we're going to have lunch stations scattered around the exhibit hall, so you need to circulate. You don't need to stay at one station because that one station will only have one type of food. So just mingle, circulate, and kind of continue moving. You'll have plates you can put things on, consume, move on. You know the drill. So we're hoping that'll be a success, and we want your feedback on the degree of success. Of course, if you have any questions during the conference about the app, Brett Spivey is the young man in the very back of the room in the striped shirt. CMC and Associates, our event management team, is at the registration desk. They'll be glad to answer any questions you have. Enjoy the conference and give us feedback through the evaluation process that we will have through a tool after the conference.